despite the fact that Ireland haven't played England or Scotland yet. Anyway, we shall see what happens over the course of the next couple of hours or so. Now, I'm sure you must have read in newspapers, heard on radio, seen on television, that the whole thing about today is it's so much more than just a game of rugby.
As I stood here on this spot in 1995 and watched my former teammates win an All-Ireland for Clare, I never would have imagined that what is about to pass could happen.
An England team will line up here and the band will strike up God Save the Queen.
Which is unbelievable, as this ground has stood for over 100 years as the ultimate expression of Irish rejection of all things British, and most especially English.
This is the Hogan stand.
This is Hill 16.
Names that mean so much in Irish political, cultural and sporting history.
The War of Independence in 1920, more than a dozen British agents were killed by the IRA, and in retaliation, British troops entered Croke Park and opened fire on spectators and players at a Tipperary Dublin match. 14 were killed, and it may be 87 years ago, but for some, the memories are still very real.
The Dublin team that played on Bloody Sunday. This is my father here in the front row. The auxiliaries came in from the canal gate here and over the canal wall, and they just start shooting indiscriminately, just volley after volley of shots. My father was down that end of the field. Michael Hogan, the man who was shot, was right corner back. Immediately the shooting started, they fell to the ground, and my father was telling me that Michael Hogan inched his way over, that he was practically beside him over here when he was shot, he was killed. Well, as far as soccer and rugby coming in here being played in Croke Park, I personally have no objection. Now, as far as my father is concerned, I'd say there would be a big question mark there because of what happened here on Bloody Sunday. If you asked me for a straight answer, I would say he'd probably object.
France have already been here and won, and Wales are coming here to play football in a couple of weeks. But this is different. This is England.
A lot of our players probably didn't know anything about it at all, so it was just fascinating for them, and now they are well aware of it. And as with the Irish team, we just feel it's a fantastic honour to be allowed to play there. I'm really looking forward to what should be a momentous occasion.
As it gets nearer, you know, we think about, you know, whether people are going to sit down when God Save the Queen has been played or whether people turn their back.
The national anthem has been played in Dublin before, the English national anthem, and the English flag has been raised in Dublin before. I know it's going to be in Croke Park, but, you know, that's something I think, you know, when it comes to sport, we have to look beyond those things.
I think we've moved on now from that, you know, and I think the fact that the stadium's been opened up, everybody knows that every team that comes here, to any stadium around, when you play a game, you hear your own national anthem. And I think the majority of people here will accept that. I don't think it should be an issue.
People are sort of looking north and seeing Sinn Féin accepting the policing services, and, you know, we're asking the DUP and Sinn Féin to power share, and, you know, people are taking big steps, and perhaps sharing a sports stadium and, you know, standing up for somebody's national anthem isn't such a big step after all. You know, it's part of, you know, the pace of things at the moment, and it's a good time to be changing.
But of course, one of the great things about rugby in Ireland is that Ireland have always played as a united team, and there's certainly a unity in Dublin today as a kind of statement to the world. Keith, this is an odd moment for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's odd. I think it's fantastic, and I love the fact that today is coming to pass. I think it's an unbelievable